The Almost Perfect Podcast.
Welcome to the Almost Perfect Podcast, a celebration of fuck-ups, failures, and falling flat on your face. This is a podcast that believes you can learn from experience, but that experience doesn't have to be your own. Ha, I'm Bob Perfect, and I'm a functional fuck-up. Let's learn from somebody else's mistakes. And today we are learning from Cam Lofstrand. Now, Cam is a musician and an illustrator. You've probably seen him on a stage somewhere near you over the last few years. Most notably in the band Black Math. Yes, you've seen that band on a poster. You know who we're talking about. You saw Cam's name on this thing and you clicked on it because it was Cam's name. Because Cam doesn't really do a lot of one-on-one interviews. I don't think he's ever done a one-on-one interview. Especially not one like this. So yeah, Cam is in Black Math. He's also been in Fruits and Veggies, which was quite a legendary band in Durban back in the day. He's been in the Sisters, or is still in the Sisters. He was in Ex-Con, Feast of Famine. He's currently in Hadeda. He's also in Taekwando Sleepover. He put it in an album with Duncan Park. And I'm sure I'm forgetting some other bands and other musical projects that he has been a part of. He plays drums and guitar. We get into both of those throughout the podcast. We get into how he got started in music. We get into how Black Math got started. And we get into Star Wars. We start off with Star Wars, actually. And we get into just a whole host of different things, because we actually chatted for about an hour and 40 minutes. And if you know Cam, you know that is quite impressive. I don't think anyone else has ever spoken to Cam for an hour and 40 minutes straight. So I'm quite excited for this, man. I'm actually really stoked that we did this one. Cam is a super influential musician in South Africa. I think quite a few Durban bands over there sound a little bit to, the work that Cam had put in before them. I think a lot of bands around the country, a lot of musicians around the country just revere Cam and love the work that he's done with his guitaring and, lately with drums. He's loving drums a lot, but I'll let him talk all about that in just a little bit. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining me and Cam on this podcast. I really appreciate the listen, especially if you are a new listener. If you're an old listener, you know what's about to come at you. This is the pitch, the whole, the wind up and then the pitch. I'm going to tell you what you can do if you enjoy this podcast. Well, what you can do is you can like it on Facebook. That would be greatly appreciated. It's the Almost Perfect Podcast there. And you can also, if you can, give it a review there. That would be pretty cool. There's 3 reviews in there at the moment, but there's like 250 people who like the page. So I don't know, maybe make those numbers add up to the same thing. Maybe, or just get closer. That would be pretty dope. You can also leave comments. I'm going to be posting this obviously on social media. You might have found this on social media. So you can leave comments on the main pages. There's also Twitter, almost_podcast. Yes, that's correct. So there's that. You can go check those 2 out for social media vibes. And share from there, please. If you like it, please share it. That's one aspect of the podcast that I feel isn't really there. Like the listenership keeps growing each week, which is really dope. But from the main pages, I don't get a lot of shares. And, if you want to, you don't have to. You really don't have to. It's totally chilled. But if you do dig it, like just remember, hey, maybe I should share this and more people can find out about it. Because, in this online economy these days, shares are worth their weight in gold. So if you do decide to do that, thank you very much. And then also, if you really like the podcast, you're probably not going to do this if you're just listening to the podcast for the first time. But if you're listening to it for the 25th time, then maybe this will be the time that I'll convince you to sign up to the Patreon, or the Patreon as a patron. We got some extra vibes there where you can suggest guests, you can ask guests questions, and you can be entered into monthly draws for different kinds of swag. This month, Matthew Cuthbert actually won himself the Harry Potter trading card game starter kit from 2001. So it's like a little relic. It's still sealed, still quite valuable, still quite cool. So I'm going to be shipping that off to him because he signed up to the Patreon. And yeah, you can do that too for $1 or $5, and you get different benefits depending on, which level you decide to choose. And the cool thing there is that money goes back into the podcast. I'm actually cashing out the cash from the Patreon soon, very soon. I'm going to be doing that like next week, and then I'm going to be getting some mic stands. I'm not going to tell you like any ticks or anything that happened in any of the podcasts, because you might go back and hear why I'm getting mic stands. But yes, I'm going to be getting some mic stands, and just slowly but surely with the income I get through the Patreon, I'm going to just build up my office/studio space and make it into a cool place to record podcasts with various different guests. So that's it. That's the pitch. Obviously, yeah, social medias, finding it everywhere, liking, subscribing, giving things stars, giving things thumbs up. All of that really, really does help when it comes to this vibe. You know, I really appreciate everyone so far that has just been so helpful. Like, I get a lot of cool feedback. People inbox me all the time now. It's been such a wonderful journey and a wonderful experience to start this podcast. And yeah, I just want to say I really appreciate all the support. So thank you very much. And yeah, thanks for listening this far. Here comes the real conversation. Here comes the good. Here comes what you tuned in for. It's the Almost Perfect Podcast with Cam Lofstrand. So Star Wars, hey.
Yeah, I love Star Wars quite a lot.
What? Yeah, so we were just discussing Star Wars because I've got a bunch of Star Wars posters. I've got figurines. I've got...
You have figurines?
Yeah, they're in the lounge. You actually maybe didn't see that.
No, they're those little ones. I think I did see them.
I've got the gigantic Darth Vader and then
I didn't
the
see
little
that.
Luke Skywalker in the Stormtrooper's outfit.
Oh, that's so dope.
And then I've got a little comic book that I've got framed that's Chewbacca and Han Solo on a planet of ghosts.
Oh my word! I wish I was more observant in that other room.
we'll take a look after
I
this.
just think, yeah, I love Star Wars. I had, in my childhood, that was the one thing I saw that completely mesmerized me. Watching those old movies.
Yeah, man. I remember just the imagery of the two suns on Tatooine.
Yeah, that's fucking sick.
Like, that's one of my earliest memories, like, in life. Like, that's like, I look back to my childhood and like I remember seeing that and just like Luke, like, with his family, you know, coming out.
Yeah.
Like, there, like, just that whole scene, like, you know, I just remember that so vividly in my life. And I watched that movie so many times, like, as a kid.
Yeah, me too. How old were you when you watched it? Can you remember?
Probably like, first time was probably like 5 or 6.
Okay. I think maybe I was about the same age. I can't remember exactly, but I remember it always being a part of my child. Like, it was always like around. I just thought I thought that the lightsabers was so cool.
Yeah, man.
And that whole idea was just super rad. And I know people hated the episode 1, 2, and 3 that came out, but
I didn't hate them at the time. I mean, actually, no, like, I didn't hate 1 when it first came out, like
I
the Phantom
loved
Menace.
it. I was still really young.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
super
Like,
amazing.
I mean, I was a bit older than you, but then I was quite a bit older. Like, I was then like a proper teenager
okay.
for number 2 and number 3.
Like, more cynical.
And number
shit.
2 was just like horrific, man. Like, it was just, what the fuck is this love story shit? Like,
That's true.
like, in between bureaucracy. Like, it's
Yeah,
like,
that's kind of weird. When you think about it, is pretty weird.
like 11 times of bureaucracy.
Dude, I was just there for pretty much the action and the lore. Like,
Yeah.
the deep lore.
Yeah, man. Like, it's such a cool. That's what's cool about it. Is like it's fantasy, man. It's sci-fi and like
Yeah.
but it's sci-fi done in the tradition of fantasy.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because I remember my matric teacher was like, Star Wars is not a sci-fi. It's a space opera or something. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
He'd refuse to call it a sci-fi. I thought that was kind of weird.
I mean, it is still sci-fi,
It
but
is,
like
totally.
I get what he means. It is different to your traditional sci-fi.
No,
stuff.
for sure, yeah. Because he said that like sci-fi has to involve the human race as we know it, like on Earth and in our solar system and from our perspective, whereas Star Wars is set
Like in
it-
a galaxy far, far away.
exactly. That was his like definition of what sci-fi is.
Okay, I mean, I don't know if I agree with that.
I
but-
don't think I agree with that either, to be honest.
Yeah, like, you see, I just mean it's got the classical fantasy tropes, you know, and elements.
For sure.
It's very much like a knight's quest.
Yeah, for sure. Like swords and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Like, they're literally knights going on quests. Like, you couldn't get more King Arthur if you wanted it
Yeah.
to. Although, not quite King Arthur.
No, not quite. I think, yeah, I don't know.
But, yeah, man, so you've been... It's creative shit, obviously, since you're a kid. Have you
Yeah.
always been drawing?
Yes, for as long as I can actually remember, and I should probably be better at it by now.
I think everyone's just gonna say, "Shut the fuck up, Cap." Like,
well, no, I've been drawing, for as long as I can remember. I used to draw really fucked up shit. Like, I would draw these monsters, and they'd be eating, like, stick people. But this was when I was, like, 4, 5, 6. I remember drawing, like, cities, like, very basic, and then, like, these monsters. But you can see inside their belly, and then there would be, like, a pile of people, and they'd be, like, chowing people.
Were your parents a little worried about you at all?
Maybe. I don't know.
Did they never discuss it with you? Like,
nah, they weren't too worried. Because after that, I think I started, like, drawing what I was into. So, like, I would draw stuff from Star Wars. I would draw, like, Pokemon. I would draw, like... What else? Like, anything, like, Dragon Ball Z. Anything I liked, I would just, like, draw a lot. And I can do life drawing and stuff. And I love... Like, when I was studying at Tech, I loved figure drawing. That was lots of fun. And it really helps you learn how to draw. Like, yeah. I don't know if I'm going off on tangent.
No, like, I'm trying to... Well, I think you're being a bit defensive because your style is typically a bit more cartoonish that people would see.
Yes.
And so...
Because I love cartoons.
Yeah, so you just want people to know that you can do the other stuff as well.
I can. And I do enjoy it, but I don't get as much satisfaction from...
Like, your styles are kind of like a more psychedelic, more trippy, like Jim Earl.
Which is weird because I actually am not that into psychedelics, or I don't even love things that are really psychedelic. And I think...
But your stuff's not like traditionally psychedelic.
No.
I say like... I mean, it's psychedelic in that like it's psychedelic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's dripping... Weird. It's dripping in color. It's... Like, but it's also, you've got the Salvador Dali like vibes, you know, like
in a way,
the little drippingness of everything's a little droopy. Everything's got like all your stuff to me feels like it's dripping downwards.
Yeah, that's kind of I for some reason I always gravitate towards that. I'm not sure why, but yeah, dude. Also, a lot of my childhood was cartoons. I fucking love. I still love cartoons. Like, I prefer to watch cartoons now over live action stuff.
Even like superhero movies and stuff.
I don't know. Like, I'm sorry.
You're not a superhero guy. You love Star Wars, but...
I love Star Wars. I never really... I was when I was... Like, I love Spider-Man and Batman and all that shit when I was younger.
Like the animated series, like on TV.
Yeah, like, not really. I never really watched... I don't know if I was around that much.
Okay.
But I liked them as... I can't remember too much. But, like, I really liked Cartoon Network cartoons quite a lot. I was very into, like, that whole era
Mr.
of, like...
DSTV.
Hey. When I lived at home...
Dude, I was just taking a dig. Like, you don't have to defend yourself. Like, I'm pretty certain most of the people listening to this on Spotify or Apple Music right now...
That's so true.
...also grew up with DSTV.
I didn't actually, because with my family and my parents, we never actually had it until... like, much later in my life. It was always at my grandparents' house.
That was the same thing for me. So my mom had Mnet, but so I did have cartoons. I had KTV, like I had YoTV, I had ETV, I had SABC2.
Yeah.
Like, so I had my cartoons, you know, like I was good. But I would always have like that special extra like level of cartoon, like when I'd go visit my gran, like on a Saturday or Sunday.
That's when I got my real film.
That's when like you start seeing like the Courage the Cowardly Dogs.
That was like my favorite back in the day.
I could, just judging by your style, like the stuff that you create, like I could imagine Courage being like a pretty big influence.
I loved Ed and Eddie.
I would imagine that too.
What else was there at the time? I can't remember.
There would have been Cow and Chicken.
Fuck yes, that's amazing. And it's weird watching Ren and Stimpy after you've seen Cow and Chicken, and then you see where Cow and Chicken sort of got that. I don't know if you've seen Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, I've seen Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, that's just fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't they made fun of that in? Oh no, that was The Simpsons. That's like the whole vibe. Yeah.
I haven't actually seen a lot of Simpsons. It's like I haven't seen as much as maybe I should have.
Yeah, and it's kind of run its course now, I think.
Yeah, like I don't... all of the new Simpsons I've seen have like been super average.
I haven't watched it in years. Like I went through a phase where I went like back and watched like the first like 7 or 8 seasons, and that was like pretty entertaining in a lot of different ways. But going back and watching old TV is not always a good idea. Like watching old South Park, it's like, this shit is.
I have seen every South Park episode at least 5 to 10 times.
At least, dude. Like when I was younger, especially, like I had it all. Like I had every season on my like hard drive, and I would watch that religiously.
Yeah, I still do. And I do. But like, and I used to put it on a lot while I worked.
Yeah,
like, I do design work and shit. And and South Park is, it's very problematic.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, that's kind of the point of the show. Like, it's irreverent, and you're meant to know that it's all a joke.
No, exactly, and that's the perspective I would enjoy it. I'm like, this is so ridiculous and stupid that it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is,
how can people think this?
It is gonna challenge you at times, though. Like,
for sure.
I've caught feelings. Like that.
Like
the atheist beavers. Like, fuck you, motherfucker. Like where they're taking the piss out of the atheists with all like different like.
Yeah, that's true. Because I'm super atheist. So, but that didn't really. I don't know. It didn't really.
No, like I'm joking about being touched by that, but like that is.
But I know I have been touched for certain things. Like I can't remember exactly, but there's certain things like low blow, dude.
So have you always been atheist?
No, I actually grew up in a very sort of like stable family, and I think
so that doesn't make you atheist.
No. I'm getting into why. Well, like. Because they're quite religious. They're Mormons.
Okay.
So, and a lot of people ask, are Mormons like polygamists and stuff? And yes and no.
Like they can be like.
Well, no. Well, the mainstream Mormon religion is like the big one, like the legit one is not like that at all. But then you have these weird like breakaway. Like every cults in America,
like literally every religion has like these things where,
and so my parents are religious, and for many years, when I was like 13, for some reason I was thinking a lot about death, or even younger. And
I know the feeling.
I was thinking a lot about like, where did God come from? Where, like, why? Like, is eternal life really that great? Like, do I really want to live eternally?
Did you never, like, worry about... So, I mean, I've been religious and I've had these doubts as well. And, like, did you ever worry about, like, God punishing you for, like, doubting him?
Yes. A lot. And I think in the back of my mind, it still fucks with me a little bit.
Dude. It's always there. It's always just that little bit, like, of, like, this, like, guilt trip thing of, like, like, it can't be too harsh. Or, like, you can't, like... not too harsh, but I mean, I've definitely been harsh about God since becoming atheist.
Me too.
But
overboard.
But why? Okay, let's actually get into that. So why would you be overboard about it? Because for me, it was like I felt like I was lied to, and I felt like I was fighting back against like this pain, I was feeling.
Exactly. That's it. Like. And they never give you satisfying answers. Like you'd ask them questions about like, where does God come from? And like questions that kind of poke holes in things. And they'd be like, oh no, you just don't understand. Like we can't understand in our mortal forms. We'll know one day when we get to heaven or something.
Which is, them just passing off the whole answer to themselves. They don't want to know more, and so they don't want you to know more because they don't want you to carry on questioning it because it pokes holes in their thing. Yeah, church is an awkward vibe. I think whether you're Mormon or like whether you're Methodist, it's definitely something that like if you're questioning it, you're going to feel like an outsider no matter what. Yeah,
and dude, like for a long time, like. I still went and was a part of it. I was in it for quite a while, like, till I was like maybe 15 or 16, I think. But thing is, I had been doubting it and like sort of been over it for quite a while before then. And I eventually, by the time I just kind of just stopped going. And I'm actually quite lucky that my parents are relatively laid back people. So they sort of accepted that I had chosen a different sort of belief system or path or whatever.
And have you guys discussed that at all ever?
Yep. I came straight out with them by the time I was like about 18, or see, I'm forgetting how, like exactly when, but I told them straight, like, I don't believe in this or God or anything. Like, it's not.
And how did they take it?
Not very well, but surprisingly they understood.
I mean, do you think like they just always knew like you were going to be different?
Maybe. I think so.
Do they obviously pray about you?
Maybe they do, but I think they're the kind of people who think that if you're like a good person, or if you're if you know you're trying to do the okay thing, then it's fine. I don't think they're very strict. I think for them, as long as you believe in God, it's okay. But I don't even believe in
God, so it causes a bit of a
yeah.
awkward situation.
But they're totally fine. As long as I don't bring it up, and then also as long as I'm not blasphemous in their house, it's fine. Like, and they're okay with it. And I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, that's interesting to hear, because they've been so supportive of you since since you were 18. Like,
they still are. Like, they still let me live there, and like, they still feed me, and I'm super grateful for that.
I mean, well, they used to drive you guys to gigs, man.
Yeah,
like, when you guys were like 16, 17. So when Black Math first started, like, your parents would drive you guys around in a van. Like,
yeah, they would. Like, they even took us to Joburg twice. That was just crazy. And I'm super stoked that they did that. Like, I'll never forget that.
Like, your parents, like, must be incredible people. Like, whatever ideas people have about Mormonism, like, that is just a prime example of how, like, dope, like, you know, like, your parents are, like, how nice they are, that they would drive their kids. Because I guarantee people listening now are in bands, and they're like, fuck, my parents would ever drive me to Joburg twice for a whole weekend.
No, we went up for, like, I think, like, yeah, the first time was like, nobody was at the show.
Wow, and that is supportive, because they kept driving you to shows. They didn't tell you, like, hey, stop doing this.
And the next one was really good. So by then they were like, okay, cool. But then after a while, when we started, like, being more independent, then like, okay, no, fuck this. We're not going to come to any more of your shows or anything, which is totally fair. Like, I don't expect them to. And I'm super stoked that they...
I mean, because that must have been an awkward situation for them to, like, just be in this rock and roll, like, dens of iniquity. Like, you know, where literally everyone is fucked up. People are doing coke in the bathrooms.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Well, like, my dad did have friends that, and I think he maybe had a sort of phase
where he might have dabbled a little.
I don't know, and I'm guessing, but I think they've, like, seen it and they've been there, because my mom doesn't come from a very religious background, but my dad does. But he used to be like a bodyboarder, and he used to have a bunch of friends.
Oh, wow.
In a different scene, and like...
Wait, did you say bodyboarder or bodybuilder?
Bodyboarder.
Okay. Very different things.
Yeah. And so I think they're very aware of what goes on. They're not like very sheltered.
It's just not for them, essentially.
Yeah, like, I think they've just... how their lives have turned out, that's what they've sort of chosen to.
Because I just always remember them just being at gigs, being super nice, being very supportive, and like never really being in any way bummed about what was going down, which was like...
they were never, like, they never got bummed about it. It's weird.
And that made it pretty comfortable for the rest of us, you know, like, to just live our lives. Because the problem is, when parents start coming to shows, like, everyone's going to try to be like on slightly better behavior.
Yeah, I know.
But whereas when your parents were coming to shows, no one cared.
Yeah, they're like, that's the thing. I think they they were super chilled.
Yeah, that was dope, man. I'm trying to figure out if I should ask you how Black Math started, or how you started playing music. Are they related at all, or did you start playing music quite a while before Black Math?
I did actually start playing music before Black Math, and when I was much younger, and this is weird, but the only reason I wanted to play guitar is because there was a brief period in my life where I was really into this one Sonic cartoon. I don't know if it was so random. And I've never, like, really told anyone this. Well, no, I kind of have.
Well, this is a good place to tell it.
Yeah. And they used to play guitars and shit. They were like, Sonic and all his friends
were in a band.
Yeah, they had like this like sick band, and they would like fight evil.
Oh, this is amazing.
I can't even remember what it was called, or like when about it was, But like, I think I got like my parents, because they're so supportive and wonderful people, they were like, cool, here's this really small, cheap, like nylon acoustic guitar, like a children's size.
Yeah.
Because I was very young, and they're like, go to guitar lessons. Like, and I was like, cool, fuck yeah. And I did it. But thing is, like, I wasn't actually listening to music at that point in my life. I wasn't invested in it. So like, I went to guitar lessons for about like 2 years, and I kind of lost interest in, and it sounds so lame and fucking shit. But then when I was at school, in high school, they had like low level music lessons.
Yeah.
Like and they had like a bunch of like really cheap nylon guitars. And I could remember like playing, and I think like being able to play was like kind of built my confidence. It's like, oh, I remember all this. I think I was like the only person who could like kind of play guitar, and maybe like one other person. And it like gave me like this confidence, like, oh, maybe I can play music. And it was about the same time that I started like listening to music. And
so how old were you then?
Investing in music, probably in about grade 8. So I was probably about 14.
I mean, I started listening to music before that, but I mean, yeah, like that is about the time, about 12, 13, 14 is when you do start like really discovering the music you want to start listening to.
Before that, I'd already started like getting into music a bit.
But like you're listening to what everyone else is listening to. In
a way, but then I started to like kind of define what I liked, like especially when I started playing guitar. And then I think at the very early stages of you listening to music, you get quite snobby about what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah, man, I was very into the Sex Pistols like when I was younger.
A cool band though. I do.
Oh yeah, but not a band to be snobby about. Like
no, maybe not.
Like,
no.
Oh, you listen to Britney Spears. Well, I listen to the Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
Like I think Britney Spears might have a bit more musicality. I don't know.
And that's probably true. Yeah. That's like, I think that, well, they had one guitarist apparently that was the bass player. I think he wrote a lot of the songs, and then they kicked him out, or he left or something.
Yeah, I can't
and then
remember
after
the
that,
whole story.
There was some other guy who was really famous, and I can't remember his name.
Sid Vicious, Johnny Rotten.
Yes, Sid Vicious was the bass player who couldn't really play bass, right?
I think, yeah, but I think all of them couldn't really do their thing. Like, I can't remember, man. I just remember that it was just like they were essentially a boy band. Like,
kind of, yeah, just with like an edgier sort of style.
Yeah, which has been done over and over and over again. I'm not looking at you, Blink-182.
I never got into Blink-182. I could never do it.
Me neither. Like, I got given Enema of the State and was like, cool. Like, at that time I was already like listening to like Pennywise, NoFX, Bad Religion.
Nice. Yeah, and that's like, yeah, I would say that was of more substance.
Yeah, like, but once again, like, you think so, but what is of substance when it comes to this thing? Because it's all just people trying to like sell you something. So how, like, I don't, like, it's hard for me to take Anti-Flag seriously like now, because like I just look back and I'm like, same thing with Rage Against the Machine, same thing with so many people. It's like you were signed to major labels making like fuckloads of money whilst like preaching anti-capitalism.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's pretty crazy.
And how are you? Oh no, we'll get into that just now. Let's actually go back to, so you started playing music. You hadn't really listened to much music, but you're getting into it. So in grade 8, you were like
then I was listening. It's weird because I kind of had like a mix of music that I listened to. So I liked underground, like
System of a Down.
And I still love System of a Down. I won't lie. I love Linkin Park.
Okay.
I don't know if I love Linkin Park anymore. There was some Limp Bizkit, but
see, like, I was always like the Limp Bizkit guy over everyone else's like Linkin Park, because like I get why people like Linkin Park. Like, it is definitely the less white trash of the two. You know, and it's more it's more emotional, it's more emotive, it's deeper, you know.
Yeah.
But what I loved about Limp Bizkit was that it wasn't deep, that it was just like straight up like, you know, it's simple, honest, like
simple, honest. That's true, actually.
Like, no, dude, there's a lot of
That's
cliches in the lyricism and stuff, but also DJ Lethal was great. Wes Borland was great. The music in that band.
No, they have
It's
some
genuinely-
fucking sick jams, dude.
Exactly. Like, you take Fred
won't deny
Durst
that.
out of it. And
Yes, that's so true.
But at the same time, having Fred Durst also kind of makes them awesome. Like,
And yeah, like why not? Of course.
because of his attitude, like, it is like, it gives them a level of almost like relatability because it's
No,
like,
yeah.
oh, you're such a cheeseball. Like,
No, that's true. That's so true. Because I did listen to some link. I just don't think I was able to get enough of it. Maybe that's why I didn't get into it. Like a lot of stuff that I wasn't able to get into is just I think that maybe I wasn't exposed to it at a particular time or like. Also, but at the same time as listening to those bands, there was some hip hop that I liked. I think like
well, I mean, punk kids like typically.
yeah.
do
Thing
get-
is, I don't know if I listened to a lot of punk.
I mean, I say punk kids like as a general term for
Yeah.
like alternative
Yeah.
kids. Like,
The punk that I did listen to in high school was there were a lot of other people were listening, and I was actually quite fortunate that the people in my class at school,
had good taste.
yeah, they had pretty good taste in music, and they were listening to stuff like Andrew Jackson Jihad.
Oh, Sam, you went to Waldorf though, hey?
Yes.
Oh,
I did.
yes, that's why.
And I listened to like I really love like Against Me, and I love like
Oh, snap. So like that, like kind of country influence,
a
like.
little bit like folky like punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and what's weird is like, yeah,
I wouldn't take you for that type.
It's
Actually.
weird because I did listen to it a lot, and I was like, I'd really liked it, and I enjoyed it, and I still listen to it every now and then. And I can't remember what else I was listening to. I think when I really became obsessed was when I discovered like, because my dad had a bunch of CDs as well that were pretty cool. He had an Iron Maiden CD, a
Dope.
live one, which was super rad, and he had
That's a weird CD for a Mormon to have.
No, well, that's the thing. My dad is religious, but he's not like, super conservative.
Yeah.
He's like,
So I mean, I'm making my assumptions. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
they're actually pretty open-minded people, and they're very, I mean, they have things about them that I'll argue with sometimes, but
like they have
mostly
their religion, but like it's not completely defining their
Yeah.
lives. Like they can still enjoy like an Iron Maiden CD.
Yeah, exactly. Like my dad has a lot of AC/DC CDs. He
Oh, snap.
loves AC/DC. And I was exposed to a lot of that when I was quite young as well. So that also helps.
So our guitar
drive.
matters a little bit.
Yeah, I guess so.
You like your solos just a tad maybe because of ACDC.
Yeah, why not? But his solos are not overbearing necessarily. They're not like
No.
super wanky.
No,
so-
they're not like Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, like Guns N' Roses. I did listen to. I think the album was called Appetite for Destruction.
yeah.
And it's pretty cool. There's a song that I like, but never like. I thought they were a bit.
I love that. This is like some people like that's the greatest album of all time. And you're like, yeah, there's a song there I like.
Yeah, I don't know. Like their Guns N' Roses never really appealed to me.
Nah,
I think 'cause
same. I
they're
had
so
people.
flashy and like
Yeah, I had people in my area who like loved Guns N' Roses, and it wasn't for me. Like, because I think at that time I was like listening to Hatebreed, so it's like it's very much
Yeah.
like not like
No, for sure.
on the same level.
But I think he did have a Zeppelin CD, and I got very into Zeppelin at one stage. And not lyrically, because their lyrics are kind of garbage.
Yeah, I mean, well, early Black Math lyrics are
Horrendous.
questionable at best.
Horrendous. I will definitely admit that.
I would say they're definitely Led Zeppelin lyrics versus Black Math lyrics early on, pretty much the same.
Okay, yeah.
They're
Fair enough.
just as like nonsensical.
Yeah, nonsensical as fuck, yeah. I think not the first time, but I think like there was a stage when like we started releasing more recording, like after that first EP, I started like thinking more about what I was actually saying as opposed to, especially like the first album we released, I put a lot of thought into what each song was about and what like every line, like I didn't just put it there for the sake of it. Do you know what I
Whereas
mean?
before that, like the lyrics, well, I mean, I've always kind of, I mean, even to this day, like I see the vocal pattern in Black Math as another instrument. More than just like the words don't necessarily matter. It's the how it sounds with everything else.
I guess so. And yeah. And like, but I have made like there was a point where I started making a lot more of a conscious effort to say specific that not like be conscious about what I was saying. And like, yeah, I have put lyrics up on Bandcamp, and yeah, I was kind of annoyed when you said at the Winston the last time I saw you were like, oh, like something about going to space. It's like, oh, dude, but I haven't written stuff about like that since like we first started.
Yeah, I mean, I maybe need to go read your
Don't worry about it.
your
Like,
new
I don't
lyrics.
care.
No, but
You don't have to do that.
that was your whole vibe back in the day. Was just like space shit, man.
I know, and I got over that pretty quickly, I think.
So what are your songs about these days? If people do actually listen to the lyrics.
Well, the first album was quite existential, I guess. Like the first song is about, I guess, because I guess I had a lot of experience about questioning like why, what is your purpose? Why are you here? Like there's no point. Then like other songs are about like how, I guess, life is a confusing pool. So like, I guess, carve your own way. And then there's one song, and I do like to make songs into stories. So like there's one song about a dude dying and then going to hell and then being loving Satan and then coming back. I don't know if that makes sense.
And then coming back and being like, Satan's the shit, like spreading the gospel of Satan.
I guess so, yeah. The song's called Forwards Backwards. So he dies and he's brought back to life. And like, yeah. And it's about like, I don't know. It's weird. The song's not that... Okay, and then Sunset is about sitting up on a hill with... Like, because I had very specific memories of us as a band bonding over going to like watch the sunset on like the top of a hill, and that's what Sunset is about, and like talking about shit and letting shit out, I guess.
So it's your lyrics obviously just reflect where you are at the time.
Yes, which I guess a lot of people's lyrics are. Exactly.
But like it would make sense that in your earlier days it would be space shit because you're like a young kid. You know, you love Star Wars. You're like into like
I'm into
sci-fi.
Yeah, I played Half-Life, and I was fucking obsessed with Half-Life 1 and 2. And like I had a song about fucking Half-Life in the early days.
That's dope, man. And so how did Black Math actually get started? We were talking about Black Math.
Sorry, my bad.
No. I mean, well, we were discussing how you got started, but like, yeah, let's discuss how Black Math got started.
Okay, well, me and Tyler we all went to school together. Even Acacia went to school with us.
To Waldorf. But she was younger than you guys.
Yeah, she's like 2 grades below us.
She didn't start in the band.
She used to, but me and Tyler started like kind of playing music together, and I think Tyler was also like listening to music, and he found like a passion for music, and we were kind of playing guitar and drums together. We all sort of learnt drums and guitar like together, like around this, because there was like a drum set at school, like kind of a cuck one, and we would like destroy it. And like Tunnel was also there. He was also at school, and he like learned he played drums the best, and I played guitar. And Tyler like learned how to play bass, but Tyler like had like he just kind of took to bass so well in a way that I think that like I think he like diligently practiced it as well. Like I think he would just play it a lot because he became so good like pretty quickly, and especially like playing with your fingers is like wild. Like
not using a pick.
Yeah. He does use a pick sometimes now for like really fast songs, but usually and I think that's kind of how we would just jam at school, really, because they had like stuff there for us to use, which was really cool, and like I'm very lucky. Like I think we would take amps and stuff. Sometimes I don't think they had amps. I can't really remember. And then we would play like. Have you ever heard of the Moonlight Market?
Yes, out in Hillcrest, like
up in Assagai. That's yeah. And we played on it because they used to have like bands come and play.
Oh wow, what kind of music did you play?
What we played, like and the thing is, we would do covers, but we would also like
you guys were like thrashy, like kind of vibes early on.
Yeah, we'd like very garagey because I think when I became more obsessed with music is when I found White Stripes. Became like very obsessed.
I mean, the band's named after a White Stripes song, and a lot of your early stuff definitely heavily influenced.
Very much so, and like Cat Zeppelin influenced. Like I also used to love Hendrix.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, and not so much like I don't really listen to Zeppelin and Hendrix anymore, but I'll put on White Stripes every now and then and be like, fuck, this is so good.
Dude, like even me, like Elephant was dope.
So good.
Yeah, actually, White Stripes was a band. I was in a band once. I was in two. Like,
I think I remember hearing that.
Yeah, I was in a band with Greg and what's his name? The other one, the Allens.
Greg and Harry.
Yes, Greg and Harry.
Really?
Yes, before the Otherwise. We were We were in a band called Burning Bush, and we were influenced by Rage Against the Machine and the White Stripes.
I heard this on a podcast to listen to. That's fucking rad though, dude.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I mean, they've obviously gone on to carry on living their lives and making music, and I learned what I was good at like back then. I was like, I can't sing for shit, man, and like I'm not gonna. I tried to learn guitar a few times. I tried to learn drums, and I was just like, none of this is clicking for me.
I see. How long did you try though? Like, how long did you?
Like a few months at a time.
Oh fuck. Okay. Cause like after a few months, I would also be like, fuck. If I'm not getting this, then
yeah, like I would give something like 2 or 3 months. Like I'd be playing guitar like
fuck. Okay.
every day, and like just not for long, like half an hour to an hour, like kind of thing. But I just don't like. It's weird because I can dance. I've got some rhythm. I've got some melody, but timing is like, if I'm creating the timing, like I'm fucked. Like,
yeah.
Whereas if I'm listening to something, I can get the timing. Like, I can know when the beat's gonna come. Like I can usually in my head, like, and when I'm playing air drums, I can get it. But when I'm playing actual drums, when I'm the one who actually has to like play the beat in time, and also just do drums is hard.
Dude,
like 4 things going at the same time. How? I'm not a fucking octopus.
Yeah, look, when it comes to drums, I think it's probably in any band, it's probably the hardest job because
you're keeping time.
Fuck,
and
dude.
you're also,
and if you fuck up,
everyone
will know. If you fuck up on bass and guitar, you can get away with it.
A bass you can get away with the most. Like, well, it depends on the band. Actually, yeah,
like,
yeah.
I would say with us, if Tyler fucked up,
you guys are fucked.
Yeah, it would be because Tyler would carry a lot of it. Like,
yes.
And also, like, I feel like Acacia fucking because me and Tyler are chaos.
But it's also like holding. I mean, also
she holds our shit down,
and she's playing furiously while she does it. It's like
she's fucking. Oh, she's an amazing drummer.
I mean, it's like fuck. She really is. Like, it's just so damn good, and it's so crazy that you guys, just were all friends at school. Like, and it's so cool that the school had that option. Like, not even that. Like, you had to go and
we do it after school.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but it's not like, other schools you would have like, after school curriculum where you would have to like do a thing like with a teacher, like, and you guys just got to jam and have fun.
Yeah, Waldorf wasn't like that. Like, it's like they're a weird school, man. I was very, I think I'm one of the, because most people you ask about school, they're like, I fucking hated it. But I fucking love school so much.
Well, Waldorf kids seem to all have that thing. Like,
it's weird.
All of you motherfuckers like were like, yeah, school's dope, dude. Like, what's the problem? We had a half pipe. Didn't you have a half pipe?
Yeah, Mookie made that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that was
I learned how to skate on that. I learned how to drop on that half pipe.
Dog, like, that was a school project.
So
like a student made a half pipe. The school let him. And then everyone else used it forever.
It was, it broke eventually, but it was the fucking best. And you would die on it. Like, it had cracks in it. If you got stuck in them, you'd fall so hard. But
yeah, I know backyard ramps. Like,
but dude, it was, I'm super, like, man, I lived like quite a privileged life. I won't lie. Like, I had a very lucky.
Yeah, you are very lucky. But what's cool about it is that it shows that it actually allows for people to exercise their creativity a lot more. I mean, you definitely are privileged. You definitely are lucky.
Like 100%. Yeah.
In that, like, I mean, even just the amount of support your parents gave you,
crazy.
The school system that you were in allowed you guys to be creative. I mean, if it wasn't for that, like, you probably wouldn't be where you are.
Yeah, if I went to a government school, which I almost went to Kloof, dude, I would have been a complete fuck up. Like school shooter vibes? No, I think
not quite that far.
No, I just think I would have just, because I have like mad focus issues. Like, I struggle to focus on anything for too long. Like, if I'm not interested in something, like, will not care. I will not give a fuck.
Yeah, I've noticed in some of our conversations.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I'm joking. No, but you do, like, I mean, you do seem to live in your own world, and you get to at least create your own world. And
it's not great. Like, I don't want to justify anything about that, because it's, and so if I went to normal school, I probably would have put on like a lot of Ritalin, and I probably would have been put in like a lower class, because like they were, dude, I would have been.
But that's why, like, it's so important for there to be alternative forms of schooling, and it sucks that it is determined by money as to who can like go to those schools, because
for sure, definitely.
I mean, it would be so amazing if more people had the opportunities that you had, man. Like, I
know, I get bleak about it. Like, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got to also just make the most of the opportunities that you have, and
for
not
sure.
abuse, like, you know, your privilege and your power in that. And
that's true.
And the cool thing is, you get to take your music, you know, all around the country. You get to share it with
totally
people.
True, dude.
It's, you know, it's dope that you got given the gift. It just sucks that other people don't.
Yeah, and that's what always like sort of, I guess, gets to me.
But
I
I mean,
feel like that's so shit, dude. Like, why? I always, I don't know. You know what I mean?
I mean, of course it would get you down. I mean, I think it gets all of us down at times, like, especially because, like, in the creative scene, you see how many different people are talented, and like, you know, if they didn't have to work 2 jobs, like, they would be able to have a way more successful musical career, or like they'd be able to put more time into their creativity. But that's the thing, like, I think, like, the long-term goal for humanity would be for us to all be able to just, you know, pursue our creative pursuits, to have
definitely
everything be like that for everyone. That's what I want. But, you know, the government doesn't, the politicians don't, the corporations don't, the powers that be don't want you to be creative.
Nope, they really don't.
So Waldorf obviously gave you a lot of cool opportunities. You met your bandmates, and, you know, how did the band actually start becoming a thing?
Okay, well, we started practicing at the church I went to.
Cool. And they let you...
Because they had... We didn't have any... Like, I had a guitar.
This is how so many bands start, though.
Yeah. Tyler had a bass, and we didn't have a drum set. And there was a drum set and cymbals there. Well, Tyler used to play through a monitor. And I used to play through an amp, like, about
We played bass through a monitor.
Yes. And I used to play through, like, a little cube amp. Not an actual cube amp, but it was, like, pretty much the same size. And
just not as good.
Like a tiny little Laney amp, and that's how we fucking started. And we used to like play a lot of covers. Well, like, we would write all our own songs too. Like, we'd make a point of writing our own shit and making our own shit. But we would it really does help to learn other people's songs, to like sort of get a grounding as to like what chord progression is, or what like song structure is, or, you know, how a song flows.
I mean, that's how everyone does it.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Like, everyone learns from trying to play their favorite song.
Yeah.
Or just smoke on the water.
Weirdly, we never ever played that. Or like,
I can still play that. Like, maybe not in time, but I can still like play a lot
everyone
of that.
can play that, even if you can't play guitar.
Yeah, that, and then White Stripes and dum 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 dum.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we did like some White Stripes covers, and but we always try to do like the harder songs, just to like challenge ourselves, because a very early Black Math, and still to this day, we'd always try and do things that we weren't
good at.
Yes, like we'd try and challenge, like push ourselves, basically. We'd try to write stuff that was harder than what we were able to play.
What inspired that? Have you always been like that? Or like, was that someone in the band, or has it just always been a thing? Or was it just a collective thing of the band?
Yeah, it was a collective thing, like we wanted to push ourselves. And
so,
I think it's also...
What was the vibe like with you guys when you started? Like the camaraderie and that?
It was very democratic. Like we would play, like there's no band leader in Black Math. Like for me, like...
I would imagine sometimes you might have to be the adult, but...
Yeah, like... Tyler is not the most responsible, was not the most responsible person, and same with Tando.
Yeah.
They had like a crazy bond. They were like really good friends, and I think that's eventually led to why he eventually left the band, because their friendship ended terribly.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if I should say wow.
Don't say why.
Okay. But yeah. And that's basically, I think, why Tando left the band. And then we we had played with a few other drummers, and then
And you guys have been going for how long at that point? About a year or two?
yeah, about a year or two, I think.
And so you were getting some steam. You'd
Yeah,
played
at
quite a
that-
few gigs. People liked you.
Yeah, at that point we were playing shows at the Winston, and we'd played
Unit
like
11.
Splashy and shit. And yeah, Unit 11. I miss Unit 11. That was
So much.
was a good venue. I think it was about that time that we started getting reviews from DY.
Durban is yours, yeah.
And I remember in the beginning they were like half positive, half negative, and I was very appreciative of that because I was very receptive to what you guys were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then eventually so Tando left, and then you had a few different drummers that you tried out with.
Yeah, well, we jammed with like few people like once or twice just to like get, and eventually we played with Acacia, and I think, yeah, for some reason, she was just like the person that I guess, it wasn't even like, I think necessarily the playing, I think it was more just like her as a person, we just gelled with her more.
Yeah, she suits your guys' vibe. Like,
Yeah, like I
you're
think
all kind of hippies, like,
And-
at heart.
Yeah, I'm reluctant to say that about
Even though
myself.
you hate hippies, I would imagine.
No, I don't. I
Okay.
really don't. I don't. Not at all. I just not like. I don't really feel like I fall into that.
You're not a
so
lover?
much. Hey?
You're not a lover? You're not like a nature... Like, I say hippie in that, like, you're a nature loving...
I do
like,
love nature. I will, but I don't want to. I'm not like because I'm quite like skeptical. I don't believe in a lot of like
Oh, yeah.
things that. So I don't, and I'm not super into like. Oh yeah, I don't know.
The esoteric shit.
Yeah, not really. Not at like that level, you know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more like a cool aesthetic
Yeah, I guess.
like kind of vibe. It's like, those are some nice ideas. Like, I like
Yeah.
those, not like these are my internalized beliefs.
Not at all.
So Acacia just suited the vibe because she's definitely more on the hippie side of like life. Like
Definitely,
she
Acacia. Like
literally hugs
Acacia,
trees.
her name is Tree,
Yeah,
and she,
hugs trees. And
yeah,
goes
she
to the
loves
Amazon.
trees. Like, yeah,
She's wonderful.
yeah, she's a really cool person. Very quiet. Like a lot of people are like really scared of her, which is very strange.
How?
I don't know because apparently she's intimidating, but that doesn't really make sense to me.
How?
She's so like timid.
Yeah, she's
And-
wonderful.
Now Tyler, Tyler's.
Tyler I could see being the intimidating one out of everyone in your band.
Which is strange because Tyler's is very socially awkward, and he used to deal
he's
with it.
lost that though. Like,
Yeah, no,
totally.
he's very confident now. But he used to be, and I think the way he used to deal with that was by not being sober.
The way we all learned how to interact with each other. I mean, I would definitely say before, when I was getting into the music scene, for a few years, I was very socially awkward. I mean,
Yeah.
people would tell you stories about me from like back in the day and just all the wild, crazy shit you would do. I would do.
Yeah,
And
I've
just-
heard some things.
I don't think I even want to know.
No, I don't think you do, but I don't.
Wow.
No, I'm just joking.
No, I have a history. Like it's
I know, but
it's a long and storied history.
that's fine.
But we all do, and that's what's dope. Like, is it's also kind of cool that a lot of people don't know that. You know, like you youngsters have no clue about the scene that came before you,
not really.
about
No.
how wild things used to be, about just like how fucking naked stage diving and just, your stage diving used to be a big thing in Durban. Like,
Yeah, I'm sad that it sort of died because I've heard about how it used to be, and
well, when you played in Fruits and Veggies. Okay, so
that went. Yeah, that was fucking sick. I actually loved that period.
So you played for Black Math. Acacia joined the band. We gave you a good review.
The one time, like there was a time when like we had a super shit review, and I wasn't that bummed. I was like, he's like, that's fair, like whatever.
I don't think it was me. I think
No, it was Russell. But dude, like it was fair, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
because he hated like all the wanky guitar solo shit.
yeah, and I've really gotten over that, to be honest. Like, and I'm glad because. And I've gotten to a stage where I've started to almost resent the guitar a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, like I still like playing guitar, but I also got to a stage in my life where like I was practicing guitar like 2 hours a day, where I kind of got over it and I was like, fuck it, like I don't actually care about being technically good at guitar. I'm more interested in like songwriting.
But there was a time where technical was everything for you.
Yes, there was. I was like, yes, I fucking love soloing and shit, long ass solo, like, and they were all improvised usually and shit, but like, it's boring.
It is kind of boring. Like
Totally...
if you've got the crowd on your side and like doing it every now and again, like in the right parts of like songs and stuff, is super dope. Like a good solo is a good solo.
Yeah, exactly. I used to overdo it though.
Yeah, you used to throw them in every song, basically.
Yeah, and now most of our songs have no solos.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
And I prefer it.
They're better for it.
Yeah, exactly. If it is a guitar like solo, it's usually like I way prefer like melody or like noise.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like something that like is there for a reason. It's not just there for me to show off. That's so like.
But when you were younger, you were like,
exactly.
Look at my dick, man. Look at me play with my dick.
Pretty much, and it sucks. It's like I regret it, and I don't regret it in that like it helped me like get like to a place where I was like pretty like okay at guitar, and I regret it in that it just wasn't great.
But isn't that like, so did you also have like the rockstar fantasies? Because you struck me as the type who wouldn't, but chatting to you today, part of me feels like, because you talk about your ego, you talk about...
Well, I don't feel like my ego is intense, but I want to be very forthcoming about things. So I want to be very honest and say that like and I think it's applies, everybody has ego in them, and everybody's really selfish.
Yes.
Like even in selfless acts, you're selfish. I mean,
even though Dawkins is a dus, his selfish gene book had a pretty good.
Yeah. Like I agree, and like I just want to like I always want to like destroy the ego that I have, so I always want to downplay it a lot, and that's why like I guess I will always deny compliments and stuff.
But why? Why do you want to downplay your ego? Why are you worried about
I don't want
becoming a monster?
Yeah, I'd never want to be that. I never want to be arrogant. I never want to be that person who's overconfident. Because to me, overconfidence will mean like it's like your kind of like your downfall. Like it's, I guess it's weird. It's like a reverse thing.
It is almost weird because it's also like, I don't know if you've looked at who's successful at everything, but it's not the people who are underconfident.
I know, and it's like it's weird, and I still can't like
It's the Emperor's New Clothes all the time. Like
yeah.
Basically, the people who are most successful are relatively okay at the thing that they do, but they're overconfident about it. Whereas a lot of the people who aren't successful are like you. They're not like overly confident, but they're fucking good at what they do. And you don't have to... There you go. You took the compliment. Yes.
Well, that's the most I'll do. And then I'll silently be like, I don't know.
You're relatively good at what you do.
Thank you.
Like, I appreciate that. And I mean, so from Black Math, you started getting into a lot of different bands then.
Yeah. And to be honest, I don't know, like, I think I just wanted to play music, really. It wasn't like a thing of like, I don't know, because some people got funny about it, about playing in lots of bands.
Really? Like, how so?
I don't know, like, maybe that's just me, like, overestimating. I don't know, like, you know, but I loved, like, I wanted to experience different styles of music. I wanted to...
That's what I thought you were
different
doing.
Dynamics, yeah. I wanted to...
I thought the whole thing was just about expanding your range.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I wanted to learn how different things from other people, and I really did. Like, I learned...
I mean, Fruits and Veggies as a band, like, is just a crazy amalgamation of people.
Yeah, and Fruits and Veggies was really good for me as a person, because I was very reserved... and I was kind of sheltered.
Yeah, and that band
blew that wide open, and I'm very stoked. Like, they put me in situations.
I remember watching that happen and like just wondering, like, this was going to have an effect on his life.
And I think it had a good effect. I really loved playing. It was lots of fun playing in that band. Like, I really liked the music, and I don't feel like, but to be honest, I feel like the formation of them that existed before I joined was probably the best version.
You think
of Fruit
so?
And Veg?
I thought.
How do you think?
No, I thought with you, like, was definitely.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's weird. But
like you added a lot to the band.
Oh,
like,
thank you.
You gave them.
I don't know,
just a bit more fullness and like a bit more. like not direction, but it did like their songs did feel slightly more all over the show. And then when you came in, like it just seemed to fill in like.
Okay, that's weird because I didn't really, to be honest, I didn't add much to the songwriting. Like it was.
No, I'm not talking about the songwriting. I'm just talking about literally the sound. Like,
oh, I see. Because
like you would fill in like stuff a little bit more that like.
Okay, I didn't ever thought of it that way, but I just thought, yeah, I just liked because I kind of like songs that are all over the show and like.
So do
don't
I.
mind.
But I mean, yeah, like Gogo Bodelo kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Like, but I just felt. Also, just on stage, like having you there, I don't know, like it added to the dynamic. Before
Okay.
that, everyone was just batshit. Like, whereas you added like the sense of normalcy almost like into like this crew of people where everyone's just like fucking out like on stage. So,
okay, I never saw it that way. Okay.
I mean, because it's always been a band of like fuck ups, like essentially.
Yeah,
like,
but
and not in like a negative sense, because the intro to this is literally like celebration of fuck ups, failures, and falling flat on your face.
and I like that.
Beautiful people, like well, most of them.
I love
got
all
issues
of
with
those
one,
people.
but
Oh yes,
we won't
we
won't get into it.
Yeah, no, I know. I have no beef with any of them, and I do like all of them. It's like and I miss them. I loved hanging out with them, and I love them as people, and I miss playing with them. It was lots of fun.
Yeah, it's
It
been
was
interesting
super
to
rad.
see people grow up, like Loopy in particular.
Yeah, Luffy. Oh man. Yeah.
What a time, what a place. I don't know if someone like
Had lots-
Loopy could exist in this modern culture.
I had lots of fun simultaneously. Had lots of fun and
Just absolute
awkward
terror.
times. With Luffy.
I think that's everyone's description of hanging
but
out with Loopy.
I have really good memories. I
So Fruit and Veg helped you grow up quite a bit.
I think so. I loved the dynamic in that, and it was nice kind of to take a back seat. I didn't really like factor so much into this writing and like the.
So with Black Math, had it come to a point where you were more of the songwriter, or how did that all work?
Okay, well, going back to that, I guess with that band, I have a lot of the like initial ideas, I guess. But I don't want to say that I primarily write the songs. I don't think that's fair because
You write them all together, but you come with the first riff.
yeah, I usually come with like a few ideas and be like, "Yo, let's jam this out. Let's see what works and what doesn't work."
And
And
I can
then
imagine the two of them. I mean, Tyler's always been quite good at bass, and Acacia got way better at drums as time
and
went
Tyler's
on.
very good at like structuring songs. And
I would
like,
imagine.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was like, okay, what about if we move this and then? And Tyler also would have ideas, like definitely like. And sometimes a lot of the songs would just be written from improvising together, yeah. And that's
a lot
how
of your
that
earlier
band
stuff
works.
sounds like that's
Yeah.
how you guys wrote songs.
But even
just
a lot of
jamming
the
out.
later songs are also like that, weirdly enough.
But
Or like half.
But now you guys have played so much that jamming together like produces better results. Obviously.
Yes, exactly. Like, and that's the thing with playing music with people is like it's always a lot better when you have time to sort of get to know each other, like form this weird telepathic bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and playing music with someone is like a very special bond. I feel like you
got to select people. People aren't careful enough with who they choose to be in bands with.
I think that's true. Because I always see bands who always do it as a business. It's always like it seems so calculated and cold and like
Yeah.
sometimes
It depends. I mean,
Depends.
you like I look at Desmond and the Tutus.
yeah
They're a band that's a business that's also definitely friends.
yeah
Like you can tell, like they
yeah.
started out as like a group of friends, like from church, and just I think they were all in church, and they, made a successful band and are now a business out of that.
Yeah.
band. It's very different to if you decide to be a band as a business, from the start.
Yeah, that's so true. But I like that band. They're pretty cool.
Do you?
Yeah, I like watching them live, especially.
Yeah, I get frustrated because their sound is the same all over. Like,
No,
it's over and over again. But
yeah,
their live show
This is true.
is really dope. I remember at Outland,
yeah,
we had
a relatively small crowd for
But
what we had
fucking
set
went
up.
for it, dude.
And yeah, they definitely got, we had like probably about 800 people.
Yeah.
They got all those people, there.
Yeah,
And then there were like
I
20
love that
people when they
show.
started. He came over, got in the crowd, and the crowd filled around him.
It was so good.
So yeah, they are a great
Yeah.
band in terms of perfect live act. It just sucks that they're the only band anyone ever fucking books to like get people to a show. So I have to watch Desmond the Tutus or Short Straw or Jeremy Loops. Like
I don't want to really talk about those other two
you don't
bands.
have to. You don't have to talk about anyone.
I mean,
I'm saying my thing.
I appreciate what they do, and I like same thing.
Short Straw are a solid band.
Yeah, like I really appreciate. It's like the music's like not really for me.
Same. Like that's how I feel as well. But for me, the frustration isn't with them. The frustration's with the bookers.
Yeah,
The frustrations with people who
playing
don't,
it safe.
Yeah, and who don't see the future, who don't see that you need to be bringing in other bands and raising them up to that level, or else we're going to be watching Desmond and the Tutus and Short Straw in 10 years' time, like...
It's going to be one of those things maybe. But I don't, no hate towards them.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm, once again, as I said, perfectly good bands. People love them. I get it. Personally, don't enjoy it. I'm mates with the Short Straw guys. Like, we're cool. Like, I mean, I'm on cool terms with the Desmond and the Tutus guys.
Yeah,
like,
I think I've met like some of them. They're all really rad and nice.
I mean, they've all been super dope dudes to me, so I'm definitely not gonna shit talk them. It is just a matter of saturation that I get frustrated with, and so we're talking the business side of things with bands. Have you ever even fucking thought about that shit like once?
I think that's our biggest problem is that for us, it was really much about the art of it.
For Black Math.
Yeah, and it was never, like, we never really... And I think that has fucked us over quite a lot. Because we could have taken it a bit further than we have, I think. Maybe if we had been more, like, business conscious. Whereas for us, it was very much about...
I mean, maybe if you took it overseas, you could have, like...
Yeah, because there are bands I like that who are very, like, weird and, like, they have very much do their own thing. And they do like kind of dark marketing vibes where it's like the lack of marketing creates this like cult vibe.
And you would dig that.
I love bands like that. Like I think like I fucking love Death Grips.
Yeah, man.
And like their whole thing is so rad. Like they're so mysterious and they're so like nothing that they put like none of their promotion is like any other band. And there's other bands like that. Like I also really like Godspeed You, Black Emperor, and their whole vibe is also quite like mysterious and quite like same with like
So you're gonna disappear in a few years and just like go release music from a cabin in the woods or something?
It's kind of my plan.
Is that the dream?
Yeah, that's kind of the dream. I like that whole vibe quite a lot. I like music that has mystery to it. That's very interesting to me. And usually the people who make that kind of music is
interesting people.
No. Their music that they make is very interesting.
Okay.
Like it's very forward thinking, or it's just like nothing else.
Do you care like who the people are behind the music?
Sometimes. I think if they're absolute shitheads and they've done terrible things, then yes. I'll be less receptive to their music. Whereas it doesn't really matter who they are.
Like, yeah, in terms of they could just be a weird ass motherfucker.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter. Like an image and like I don't really.
But if they're wearing a mugger cap, then maybe like a Make America Great Again cap.
Oh yes. Oh, sorry.
No worries. Yeah. So like if they wear one of those, then maybe
fuck off.
Maybe you're not gonna listen to their music.
Get the fuck. Like I'm not interested at all in any way.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I thought obviously, but like. I also just wondered, like, if you listen to music, if you ever do go and read up about the person, or if you're just like, this is dope, I don't give a fuck.
I'll read it. I'll like, thing is, that's the thing, you'll want to go and look it up and find out about them, but the fact that you can't almost makes it like, oh, this is cool. I don't know.
I totally get you, because, yeah, like, as someone who works in the industry of, like, creating media for people, that when I can't find media on people, I'm sometimes a little more interested. I am definitely like, oh, okay.
Exactly. Like you wonder a lot about who they are or what they do, but their music has to be good though as well. I have to like...
Yeah, it's like Daniel Johnson's story would be way like worse if his music wasn't good.
Yeah, I need to actually listen to more Daniel Johnston. I know a
Oh,
little bit about his story.
It's very hit and miss.
No, I know.
If I'm
I
honest with
heard
you.
it. I heard like a song. And it's like so strange, but I was like, I could get into this.
Yeah, no, you, dude. Like I thought, I mentioned Daniel Johnston because I thought you would be a cat who's heard it all. Like,
No, not yet.
Oh,
I
dude.
feel like it's something I haven't explored yet.
might be a bit sad. Like, don't listen to it when you're down. Just
Okay,
that's something I can definitely say. Daniel Johnston definitely gets me
really?
depressed.
Okay. And people have told me to watch a documentary about him.
Oh yeah, The Devil and Daniel Johnson. Yeah. No, it's a good documentary, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
Please don't.
But there's one thing that he does that is
Yeah.
goddamn. Like you understand. Well, you don't understand mental illness, but you definitely come to go, yeah, that is. I would never want to live with that. It's like you know, the whole,
for sure.
you know, because people can romanticize bipolar, like
Yeah.
you know, like with creativity and a lot of
It's kind of fucked
creatives-
up how we do that. How we romanticize. Oh, they're depressed. Like they're so tortured.
Exactly. I
It's
mean,
like
and
kinda
it's
fucked up.
killed so many people.
Yeah.
It's killed a lot of our heroes. Is just you know depression and the media just making it seem, you know, people's breakdowns. You know, just being up for public consumption. I'm just thinking about Amy Winehouse when I say that.
Yeah, and she's actually really good.
Yeah. Did you when you were younger? Did you think that at all? Or
No, but like that was stubborn and stupid of me to like not accept that kind of music because her music's actually really good.
yeah.
And
She's incredible.
An amazing voice. I'm like, oh,
That's one of the things I'm grateful about growing up.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
It's also important though, I think, when you're younger to have your identity. You're like, I am punk. Fuck everything else that isn't punk. You know, like I listen to these things. These are my values. And then as you grow up, you know, you learn that, hey, maybe just being one thing isn't you
Yeah.
know, a good thing.
Like-
maybe as we grow up, we can
Yeah.
learn to diversify. And for
Yeah.
you got into lots of different bands.
Yeah.
After Fruit and Veg, what else did you do?
Can't remember exactly. I think Black Math after that started becoming
More of a thing.
more serious. Yeah, we started to like play more festivals and we started to like,
So when did you notice that people gave a fuck about you guys?
I think round about the time I was in Fruit and Veg, like I think I started to like be okay, well maybe people actually do care to like a degree. It was when we started Smoking Dragon helped a lot of people from Joburg see us, and then when we started playing shows, the shows in Joburg were the best because they were fucking crazy. People would go like mental at those shows. And
Yeah, Josie's always been dope.
yeah,
Like,
I like out of all the music scenes, Joburg's my favorite for sure.
you missed like the best days of Durban. That's why you're saying that.
Yeah.
But like,
I know.
I agree with you. Like nothing beats the Durban like hardcore and punk scene
Yeah.
of like
I'm sad I
the
missed
era that
I
it
would've enjoyed
existed.
it.
But alternatively, Joburg like has always just been consistently dope. I've always loved going
Yeah.
up there, like going on tour with different bands and
Yeah.
stuff. Like because I always used to just tag along
Yeah.
and just go and just party like my face off for a weekend. It was
Yeah.
the best. The Black Dahlia, did you ever play there?
No.
It was in
fuck.
Boxburg. No, it was in Benoni. No,
No,
Boxburg.
never
It was in
played there.
Boxburg.
I've never heard of that actually.
Oh,
No, I have heard of it, but like very little.
yeah, the Black Dahlia was dope as fuck, man. Where did you play when you were in Joburg? Like Thrasher Skate Park?
No, only recently we played at Thrashers. We played a lot at Bohemian. The
Okay.
Bohemian. And then we played like
Like
random
the sports clubs.
and I love floor shows, dude. Like it's so chaotic. I love it.
Do you prefer floor shows to stage shows?
Yeah, dude, for sure. 100%. I love being a part of the crowd and not above the crowd.
Like
I
even
prefer
when there's
that.
thousands of people.
I guess for fairness, it's better to be raised up.
Yeah, but
I
what-
like small shows.
Well, that's the thing. What is the difference going through your mind? So say you played Oppie Copy main stage a few years back.
Yeah,
I
like
remember.
an afternoon.
I remember seeing that. Yeah, in the afternoon, but still, you did it. Like there were
Yeah, it was surprisingly good. Like
lots of people came and watched you. Like
Yeah.
more and more people came to watch you.
surprisingly, I think
How was that feeling?
it was great. Like it was so short and like it was so like it went by like this because I was quite nervous, and I remember it going pretty well, but I can barely remember it because it was like just I think I was quite nervous and like.
I can still remember you were wearing like a yellow and black T-shirt. Like I think. No,
Was
oh
it
no,
the first OP or the second?
No,
one?
no, the yellow and black T-shirt. No, I'm thinking of the police strap, police line thing. Because I've got photos from you, like, of that show. Like, I still remember because you were, like, playing your guitar on the amp. You know, like, at the end, you were like...
Dope.
You're
Yeah, I like making noise.
Yeah, you love ending your shows like that. You guys love ending your shows just like in a big mess.
Yeah, it's the best. That's my favorite thing to do. Just because, like, eventually we made a song where the mess became part of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it turned into a thing where we, like, played, like, extra drums and shit. And we still do it, and it's lots of fun. But...
Like a false ending.
Yeah, like kind of like a false ending, yeah. But I'm trying to remember what show... Was it the first one at the big triangular?
No, I'm thinking more of the second one where you did main stage. The James Phillips stage you guys played just before Wrestlerish.
Yes.
It was their last show. I remember that.
Yes,
show.
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, you guys had a decent crowd for that one.
Yeah, I was surprised actually. I wasn't expecting it. But...
There was a nice little circle pit. Like,
yeah, I was so surprised.
But then the following year, I think it was the next year or the year after, you guys played main stage.
Yeah, I think...
And it was earlier.
Yeah, I think we played a bit tighter the second time, if I remember.
No, you guys were definitely better the second time. Okay, like, you guys were a better band, like, the second time you guys played there. You seem to handle... Yeah, you seem to handle the big stage a lot better.
Yeah.
Like...
And it was at a point where we were practicing a lot so we could move around a lot more and, like, be entertaining and shit. Like, and it's not... And, like, we do up it a bit when we play live, like, the like, getting, like, moving around a lot, but not in a way that it's forced. Like, it's all very, like, natural, like, yeah, I don't... But we do, like...
But you feel more comfortable because you know the songs better if you're well practiced to be able to move around.
Yes.
And the thing is, your guys' songs are pretty difficult, so...
Yeah, then I think that's my fault because I always want to, like, overcomplicate things. And I also
Is it just your fault? Because I can imagine everyone in that band wanting to, like...
No, they would always kind of be like, fuck, we have to play this song.
Really?
Yeah. Because, like, I've started writing songs now in weird time signatures, and they're like...
No, that's not fair. Like, that's just not fair. Like,
I know, yeah. And I've kind of... But they're into it, but, like, at first they're like, fuck, dude.
It's hard to learn.
Yeah, and I do feel bad about that. But
how do they feel about it now? Like,
no, they like... Thing is, like, they enjoy it, and, like... And thing is, the songs are never this... If I have a song that I've written out, it'll never, ever be the same going through. Like, that is why... Yeah, that's why all the music is written by us, not me. Like, never.
Yeah, well, obviously.
I'll never claim that ever. Because Tyler does have ideas, and, like, I would say Sunset.
I mean,
one song.
Sorry, I was gonna say, like, you seem to want to make sure that people know that, like, Black Math isn't just your band. Because is there that perception? Do people think that?
I don't think so. No, I don't think people think that.
Okay, cool. Because I'm just wondering why you're just.
No. I don't think people think that at all. I just don't want to, like, take credit for writing the songs because I didn't. I write them lyrically, and I asked them for advice on lyrics, but they never like, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, so you as a band write all the songs together. We got you. We understand. Okay. And you've got other bands now, though. You're not just doing Black Math anymore. Yeah. You've got Taekwando Sleepover and Hadeda. Is Hadeda still...
Yes, we're actually going to start up again. And I actually really love Hadeda because, like, I got to write poppier songs.
I love that you called that poppier. Like, it is poppier than Black Math, yes. But I would not say anything about Hadida's pop.
It's not poppier, no. Well, like, I wanted to make songs that were, like, like, more upbeat, I guess.
And less technical, I would say.
Yeah, like, they're, like, simpler in a way. Like,
yeah, and you've also got synth.
Yeah, I try to add that in, and I'm not so great at keys, but I am still learning. But yeah, weird enough, Mika, who plays drums...
So Mika's your partner?
Yes, I've actually been with her for 9 years. This is the 9th year.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
When did you guys start Hadeda? 2 years ago?
And when I was like 2017.
Oh, okay, so yeah, 2 years ago.
And
what made you guys?
She actually takes to like weird times, like weird shit more. She's like more stoked on it. Weirdly enough, she's like, yeah, I want to like learn these like weird things and shit. Yeah. So I've written songs in that band that are also like weird, odd signatures and stuff. And
how did you guys decide to start a band together? You've been dating at that point then for like 7 years.
I think she had been playing drums, and I think like I kept pushing her like, oh dude, let's jam, let's like play together, and she was quite reluctant because she's very shy and very like anxious,
Yeah.
and she's a solid drummer.
But once you get to know her, she's not that shy.
Yeah,
She's got some sharp wit.
Yeah. Especially when she starts drinking, then she'll like let loose a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really funny. And like I find her timing to be solid.
So you enjoyed listening to her play drums?
Yeah, I her drumming's very like solid. So like
I know
find
she's
her
got a
un-
lot of doubts about it. She says all the time, and like it's such a
she
shame
really
'cause-
shouldn't.
Yeah, like she's really solid.
Yeah, her time. I find out of a lot of the
She
drummers
plays
I've
in
played
time.
with, yeah, she's probably one of the most in time drummers I've ever played with.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I know your other drummers, and they all rush. So like
That's
well,
the thing. She doesn't really rush, which was like, yeah, it was nice. It was
yeah.
cool.
I feel like I might have just thrown all your other drummers under the bus, but
Yeah,
most
but
of them did.
In
rush
most
at
live
times.
shows, every drummer I've ever heard rushes.
Yeah.
Like most drummers.
Yeah,
Like,
it's very rare. Like the jazz cats are usually the ones who can maintain, but
yeah, but that's because they spend like hours a day fucking perfecting that.
yeah. Whereas a lot of other cats, you learn at home on your own.
Mm.
You don't have someone else
Yeah,
telling
like-
you you're out of time. You're out
That's the
of time.
thing,
You're out
yeah.
of time. So, and also when you're playing, I mean, you've definitely rushed.
I
songs
rush
so much.
Fuck
Like
loads. And it's weird because I probably play more drums now than I do guitar. Because I think
Like when
become a
the sisters
preferred
play.
instrument. Yeah.
Like so, oh yeah, that's the other band I forgot. But when you play the sisters, there are times where like I can see
Oh,
Tyler
dude.
getting a little frustrated because like you're just going a bit too quick and like
Yeah, he'd be like, fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, that is totally my bad.
So it's the sisters was before Hadeda, but we'll carry on with Hadeda, then we'll get to the sisters. No, dude, this is just because you've done so much. Like I'm the one taking this all over the place. Please don't say sorry.
No, I feel like I keep going off on tangents.
It's totally fine. That's
Okay,
what
cool.
this what this podcast is.
Okay, cool.
It's almost perfect. It's not perfect. So Hadeda, so you were listening to Mika play drums and you like her timing.
Yeah. Well, also I wanted to play music with her.
The whole so
Yeah, we had
obviously-
like
Were you not scared? Like were you not like this could
Yes.
ruin our relationship?
Yes, and it has band practices have ended very badly.
I can imagine.
Yeah, very badly. But it's mostly fine. I just get very intense when I'm in a practice space or a rehearsal space. Like I get very excited, and sometimes I think she thinks my excitement is like frustration, or like I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how to.
Well, you've got to manage like different kinds of insecurities when it comes to being in a relationship and being in a band.
Exactly. So that it can make things complicated, but otherwise it's almost quite natural, like the way like
Because you already have that bond.
yeah. So like I find she like syncs up with me like really well, like certain things and like hit points and like yeah, it's really cool. I find for the first time I think I was probably writing the most relatable sort of stuff in terms of like lyrical content, maybe.
So yeah, what kind of lyrics do you write for Hadeda?
Like quite personal shit, like not just mine, but I also try to write songs from Mika's perspective.
Okay, how
Yeah.
do you do that?
Well, I'd ask her about stuff, and then I'd be like, and then I'd write
That's a
stuff
good
down.
way
and
to
then,
start.
yeah, well, like I would write like so. I would be fair to credit Mika for the lyrics, even though like I would structure them in rhyming like form and like stuff like that.
She would be the one giving you all the contents to
Yeah,
put
like
together.
because she's in the band and like she's there writing the songs with me. So yeah.
That's dope. And then the sisters. So the sisters was like was a project that was when Acacia bailed
Yeah.
to.
She went
to the
overseas.
Amazon.
She went to the Amazon to go, yeah. Sisters was really quite like it was a fuck around band, to
So
be
that
honest.
was you and Tyler, yeah, just having
Yeah.
fun.
Basically, it was we do whatever the fuck we want.
But
Basically,
and you guys do. Like,
yeah, like we give little fucks. So that's our shows are not very serious, and like we don't really like
you don't worry about being in time too much.
like if shows are fucked up, we were less like bleak about it. I was like,
Because
It's
you
like-
would,
it's
and
cool.
but so did it allow you like, what was that time period like for you? Did it allow you a lot more freedom? Because
Yeah.
was black math becoming a bit of a burden on you because you guys were becoming popular? Did that never worry you?
No, not really. But we put a lot more effort into what our songs were gonna be like how they were structured and what they did. Whereas with the sisters, it was like,
Structure's irrelevant.
structures. They were structured, and we did put effort, but it was a lot more like self-indulgence.
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
And maybe a bit more experimental in a way, but yeah, I like to think that some of the music I make is experimental, but I think it's reaching, because when you listen to like
Actually, experimental
it's
stuff.
f-
But
yeah,
I would
way
definitely
out there.
put your stuff under the banner of experimental.
like it to a degree, I think it is.
I
But-
mean, but well, you're not. Your shit's still listenable.
yeah, it's not like we don't want to make it like
See, because there's
pretentious or
there's
completely
two
over the
meanings of the
top.
word experimental. One is what you guys do, and the other is unlistenable garbage. So,
yes. Oh, I do like some of that unlistenable.
oh, me too. Don't worry. Like, say, but
I
I'm
can
aware.
see why people don't like it.
Exactly.
That's
That
like
was-
why.
That's kind of also why I like it. Is
Yeah, me
because I
too.
know other people aren't gonna like it.
Yeah, same.
So the sisters got pretty popular though.
Weirdly enough, yeah.
Because you guys offered something different, just the swapping instruments in between.
Yeah.
Like, that was cool, man. Seeing you play drums as well, no one had seen that before.
Yeah.
So,
I love playing drums, and like it was a cool precursor to Taekwondo, because when we started,
Taekwondo Sleepover was your other band that you have now.
yeah, and I'm actually really digging that band at the moment because
Yeah, I'm stoked for both you and Evan to have
Yeah.
this project at this time.
yeah, and I love the way Evan plays guitar, because it's almost kind of unconventional.
Is it?
Yeah, I would say so, because he uses a lot of like he loves fucking making noise, and
Yeah,
fucking
I can
love
hear that. It's so weird that like Durban did produce like just like these. So the Myths were around like just after you guys and Mouse,
yeah.
and like you guys all sound different, but also are within the same genre of music.
weird,
essentially.
yeah.
Like, and
I think
I think you guys kind of started that a little bit, but Mouse hadn't even heard you guys. I think, but with Paul
no,
they started.
They played their first show at the Winston with us, and I don't think they'd ever seen us or heard of us, or like, which is totally fair. And I thought their first show wasn't amazing,
No, like,
but I loved it because I think also maybe it reminded me of what we did initially.
yeah, I also just love that they found each other on Gumtree.
Oh, that's amazing! I love that.
Like,
story.
have you ever seen a more perfectly suited like two people
Yeah,
for
they're
a
like-
band?
yeah.
I've never met two people more perfect to be
That's so true.
that band
No,
in
I love-
particular.
I love those boys.
Yeah, same man. And so Evan and you guys have been friends for a long time.
Yeah, kind of like we.
Not close, but then got
No,
closer.
I think we've become a lot more close in the last like 2 years, especially since we've started this band. And when we first started Taekwondo Sleepover, Evan was writing stuff that was very influenced by what he was listening to, and I was cool with it. And I was like, it was like very surfy and garagey, and like,
Okay.
and it was very like
Very
kind
Cape
of
Town.
predictable, not heavier than Cape Town. It was more like punk like vibes.
Okay, cool,
It was
cool.
more like pop punky almost.
Okay,
At first.
I know what Evan listens to a degree, so I can kind of
Yeah.
hear what you're talking
And
about.
I played the songs that he wrote, and it was cool. And like I was never like saying I think he would like play me a riff or something. I'd be like, maybe, and then like there were songs that I liked. I'd be like, yes, let's make this a song. And then I still
He still handles the guitar side. He comes with the riffs.
Yeah, I've written like one or two riffs, like in parts of songs. But that's about it. Or like I'll suggest structured things, I'll suggest things, and like I'll still like be a part of the right. Like we're still very much
A duo, right? It's not
Yes.
not just he comes with guitar, you come with drums. Like,
yeah, it's still very much like we'll say yeah.
how hard is that though? Like being a guitarist, like not overstepping your boundaries, because like you're saying, you might not have really dug a lot of the
Yeah,
stuff.
and I feel like I do overstep my boundaries a lot because Evan's very even now, he's still super like passive,
Yeah,
and sometimes I wish he'd be like, fuck you.
fuck you. We're playing this song. I like
Yes.
this riff. are you worried about that power dynamic sometimes? Like
A little bit. No, but the thing is, I also try it and not because I'll suggest something and I'll be like, you don't have to. Like, it might be cool, but like if you don't want to do it, like let's not do it. Like I'm super chill. Oh fuck, sorry.
yeah, you got to keep the mic by your mouth so
My
people can
bad.
hear you.
Yeah, I should know that.
So why? Okay, so I mean, we've discussed all these different bands you're in. Why do you keep being in so many different bands? Why are you so busy? Oh, you also you record people. So this is something we also need to talk about before we get to the end here, because you do a bunch of different stuff.
that.
You draw. Well, you're a graphic designer.
Yep.
You're in fucking 10 different bands, or 4 at the moment, 3 at the moment.
I
3 or 4.
always lose track, to be honest.
That's ridiculous. And then you also record other people.
Yep. And that thing I didn't want to hop on. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm that good at recording.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about you being good at it. It's about just the fact that
But
you're
I
doing
love
this
doing
thing.
it, and I enjoy the fuck out of it.
So for you just find things you enjoy and you just do them and you learn them and you just get like, do you find yourself, so you say you got attention like problems, but if you find something you love, do you find like you just get sucked into it?
Yes, very much so. And I think that's a very much ADD thing. Apparently, you like if there's something you really dig, you like fucking
become obsessive about it.
You
I mean, that's kind of helpful.
Yeah, no, it's really great. Yeah, but then that's why there's like 1,000 things though. It's like
because you can't keep track.
Yeah.
And do you ever wish that you could just focus on one or two, or you stoked that you can do so many different things?
I think a bit of both. I think I like being multifaceted in a way, but I would like to focus in on one thing to like really sort of get the most out of that thing.
Do you ever chill? Like, do you ever do nothing?
I go a bit crazy if I do nothing. To be honest, if there's a day. I have days where I do nothing and I just fucking chill out, but I'll go a bit. By the end of the day, I'll be like frustrated and fidgety and anxious, and like I have to be doing something like a lot of the time.
So your mental disorder kind of like gives you your like entire
yeah, but it also prevents me from finishing things a lot of the time. I have a lot of fucking music I've recorded that is just sitting there.
Your own music.
Yes, and music from like bands that I've played in.
Okay, but I mean, like when you have, because you're pretty, I mean, you're decent with deadlines.
I'm not good with deadlines.
You're not the worst, but like
I've gotten better, especially working. It's helped me get better, but yeah.
But what I was gonna say is, so when you're recording other bands and stuff, how do you prioritize things? Because you like obviously. You're doing something for other people, but a lot of the time it's more favor based.
Yeah, like I don't want them to pay me, but sometimes they'll insist. Like I'll be like, please don't, because this is not by any means a professional setup.
So like, you're just offering it to people because you love doing it.
Yes, I want to. Yeah, I would like to do it, and I would. And the thing is, like, I'm not professional, and I like.
Do you see it being a thing?
I would like to, and I think it's something I would like to improve on, because all the recording gear I have and like all that kind of thing, like I've very much built up by myself. So that I've invested a lot into it. So I do definitely want to make that. Yeah.
You would have your own recording studio eventually.
Very much
like
so.
Properly, like as a.
I feel like there's a lot more. I've learned a lot, but there's a lot more I need to learn still.
How much do you think about the future? Like, are you someone who's more just what's right in front of you and just taking everything as it comes? Or are you looking like 5 years down the line, I would like to have these things?
I do both.
Okay.
But that's kind of why I stuck with my studies, because I didn't want to squander what was being offered to me. And I wanted to get a job and fucking like have something to fall back on. Yes, because I knew music is a difficult thing.
You're smart beyond your years, like even back then, because while everyone gets told, yes, study so you can, get a job because music's not going to work for you. Lots of people don't listen. They don't believe
That's
you.
True.
They don't they think no band's gonna make it, and you were like, even though your band was making it, people were loving you. You're like, no, I'm gonna stick to trying to get a job.
Thing is, like I could have if I was kind of reluctant, but my parents were like, not a fuck are you taking any gap years or anything. You have to like do something with your life.
And at least you were lucky in that you had things you were good at.
I guess so, yes. Yeah.
Like, you know, graphic design was a pretty easy thing for you to study because
I
you
did.
had that thing.
Yeah, like the art in school and the art that I did helped very much so with that.
But were you frustrated with them for making you study?
A little bit, but I'm very grateful because I have something to fall back on now. You know
Yeah,
what
I
mean?
definitely think like if people have the opportunity to do it and it won't fuck up their entire life
Yeah.
situation to do it, they should study.
Yeah.
I didn't, and I might down the road, but if you want to do it, go for it. It's definitely super
Yeah,
useful.
exactly. And I really enjoyed studying. It was hard work, but it was cool. It was like hard, and I fucked up a lot. But also, yeah, like it was the first time in my life where I put a lot of effort into something, like into like work, I guess. Like I didn't want to fuck it up.
Because you had to hit deadlines as well. You
Yeah,
had to, like,
I did. Like in third year, I missed deadlines, and I almost failed because of it. But I wasn't like. I think the reason was because I just said, fuck. I tried to do a lot of work, and they were stoked on that, so it was fine in that way. My PDP mark was super low, but that's fine. But everything else was cool.
Cool. So what's the future now for you? Like if you're thinking 5 years ahead, recording studio vibes, bands that you've got at the moment, what are your plans? Do you want to record? Well, obviously you've been recording, you want to record. What's the vibe like with?
I would like to, as much as, I don't know, like...
Are you going to be more of a background player as time goes on, or do you see yourself being able to be in like 5 bands and have a recording studio?
I think I could do that. Like, I would like to kind of maintain what I've got going now, but except be more diligent with it. It's because I could be a lot more productive. I could be putting
It's
putting
crazy
a lot
to
more
hear you
stuff
say that.
out. Do you know what I mean?
Sure, but like, fuck, if you can be more productive, then I am not doing anywhere near enough.
I don't know. You do stuff and you put out stuff. Like, I mean, you put out. How often do you put out? Like weekly or
Weekly for this, and then I've got like I do other. Yeah, I mean I do a lot of work,
like
but like
that's. I think that takes fucking like that's good, dude. Like a weekly thing that you put out. That's like. I wish I could upload illustration on Instagram weekly.
it's different though. This is way easier, like because it's a conversation that I can
guess
just
that's
edit.
true. Yeah.
Compared to, I mean, writing is my job, and like I hate that it's my job because sometimes it takes half an hour and sometimes it takes 5 hours, and I've got
it's the same with design and illustration.
like creative jobs are like not a vibe. It's
Yeah.
like your income source, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I love getting to this. I love getting to do all the different things that I get to do. It's just you seem to do like 5 times as much as I do. So that's why I'm saying. And that's the thing. Like, I know I'm a busy guy. I know, like, I'm not, like, I know I portray this, like, slacker thing. And I kind of can be.
Yeah.
But my days are filled with doing work and, like, doing cool creative projects that I like. And I see yours are too. So, but you've got a job plus all these bands plus recording other people. So that's why to hear you say that, you know, you could be more productive.
Because I feel like I haven't delivered on a lot of things that I've started or that I've done.
But so many people feel like that, dog. Like,
I guess so.
and you have delivered on so many things that you've started and done. That's what's dope. It's like, how many albums has Black Math put out now?
1.
Oh, and then yeah.
We put out like a bunch of singles and shit. I have put out albums with other people and other like recordings and shit, but that's the one full. No, I put out 2 full albums as a musician.
The Sisters.
No,
that was an EP.
I put out an album with this guy called Duncan.
Oh yes, Duncan Park.
Yes, and to be honest, that's probably the recording that I'm most proud of so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard it, but don't worry, it's really weird and like I don't know.
I have heard it. Like I remember. Like it's not that weird. Like
No, it's not that weird, but yeah, it's very much like
it's
a lot
weird for what people might know you for.
Yeah, all the guitar songs are like very much like Duncan's, and then all the weird sampley songs. I'm like,
Okay, I feel.
I want to make music. Like I think going forward, I'd like to make music like that, like sample based, but like sampled of like
Of records or just different
no,
things.
like random sounds.
Okay.
So like beats made from like stuff like that.
So you want to go proper experimental. You're not gonna just have this experimental tag like what you guys do. You're gonna go the experimental where it's just batch.
I still want it to be listenable and like catchy and stuff. I think there's a balance you need to strike, and some bands do it really well. and some bands don't. But those bands are still cool anyway.
I mean, it's cool that people are doing it.
Or like musician producers or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, it's even if it sucks, it's cool that people are doing something different. And I mean, just in general, like even if you're not doing something different, and even if I hate your band, like it's still cool that you're doing it. Like in general, like I'm stoked that
Yeah.
people are in general doing their creative endeavors, but I can definitely also hate that you do it. Because I don't want to have to endure you fucking playing whilst I'm at the bar.
I love that. That's so nice.
Yeah, not you guys in particular, but like
No,
just,
I get you, yeah.
yeah, like it's sometimes like I appreciate that everyone is, you know, pursuing their creative pursuits, even if
Yeah,
I
same.
don't dig them.
I appreciate stuff like that. Like, for example, I really like the band Bubble Dinner.
Yes,
Like they,
They're
I'm not
huge
super into the
overseas.
music, but I really like. I'm super stoked at what they've done.
yeah, same. I
Like,
mean,
for
it's
themselves.
incredible
Like,
that they've
it's so
made it
fucking rad.
like, or they've made it big. Like no one in Durban even knows who they are,
Yeah, it's
except for like
crazy.
like
I saw
100
them play
people.
a show here, and it was like not that. It wasn't busy. I was
But then you see them play like a show like in Europe,
It's
and there's like
fucking wild.
thousands of people in front of them.
It's so rad. Like I get super stoked when I see things like that.
But do you think maybe that could be one of your futures? Like, unless,
Hopefully,
but you need to, you know, they planned that. They didn't.
they did. Yeah, dude. That I think some of the people involved were very much so like worked in social media and like were very much with that kind of deal.
And they
on
also
it.
targeted where they wanted
Yeah,
to
exactly. And
be. So but that's what I'm saying. So for you, do you see a similar thing of being able to maybe like if you push the stuff overseas,
yeah,
do you see more of a future for yourself?
I
in that
think so.
regard?
And I think, to be honest, I would like to take music overseas because as much as I love being here and as much as
You want to experience what
I think, yeah, because I think I'll probably come back here to die, which is a weird thing to say because I love South Africa.
Yeah, no, I feel
But
you. Like,
I would like to take music overseas because it's something that I would like to do fully all the time.
and
For sure.
you want to see what the potential is for what you create.
Yeah.
Because you'll have a more bigger audience in different places because
Yeah.
they're more open to the sound that you create. Not
Yeah.
that South Africa hasn't treated you incredibly well.
No, exactly. That's the thing. But I kind
but
of...
there is a ceiling that you will get to here.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I feel like for the kind of music that we make, we've maybe hit the ceiling already. I don't know.
But for just all your bands or just for Black
Just
Math?
for Black Math, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Black Math, to get bigger, you would need to like do all the things you don't want to do.
Exactly. And I never want to compromise on what we do.
Yeah, because the thing is, you would have to get a manager, you'd have to get a PR person, you'd
Mhm.
have to start having someone
Look,
harassing, you
yeah.
know, like all the festival people.
I wouldn't mind having a manager.
but the right kind of manager.
Yeah, like I would, and I heard this I heard you say this with youngster, and
Get a PR person.
no, like the right person. Like it would need someone like you trust entirely, and someone who like understand, like you're friends with, like if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, friends might be hard because
No, yeah,
business
yeah.
with friends can be difficult. But I get what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
when that is something I said with Bal once, is that it is important to find the people who really believe in what you're doing
Yeah,
and who aren't just there to make money off of you.
exactly.
Like
That's
they
it.
obviously need to want to make money off of you because if
Yeah.
they want to make money off of you, they want to make you money. But at the same time, they have to genuinely believe in you as a project and you and what you want to do and your artistic vision and stuff like that. And that is, I don't know if that's if that person. I'm sure that there's people in South Africa who believe in your artistic vision, but they probably don't have the resources to make you any bigger than you already are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, did you guys have people offer like management to you early
Every
on?
now and then we did, like not too much, and I think like we fucked it over a little bit because there would sometimes be people who would be like, "Hey, come like have a drink with us, like up here, like," and we'd be like too socially awkward to want to go.
That's totally fine though, dude. Like, I love that you guys are that band, you know, like that you've gotten really successful in well, not really successful,
Nah,
but
not
successful
really.
for what you do. You've gotten really
In
popular.
the underground, maybe.
Yeah, dude, but you, like I said, you main staged Oppie, and like,
Yeah.
Hundreds of people came and watched you
Yeah.
in the blistering heat. You've main stage lots of festivals now. You've like when you play big festivals, like when you play that Sac festival down in Cape Town.
that was a fun festival to play because they gave us really good time slots.
Exactly, and
they were
people
really
loved you.
stoked
You
about
had what, like 2,000 people watching there.
I think so. I don't know. I wouldn't know. But
So-
maybe
So that's the thing. I mean, there's
maybe less.
but you get what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
there are biggish crowds for you guys. There are people who love you guys here. It has been
Yeah.
a thing where you guys have not made it, but for what you guys do, you guys have essentially made it. You're the icons for a lot of people.
Which is weird, and I still kind of don't believe, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's because you guys didn't
guess
try
it's-
to make it like. I mean, I'm sure you guys tried to make it as a band, but you didn't
Yeah.
try to make it a thing in the way that other people try and make it a thing. Like you reluctantly did photo shoots. You,
Yeah. Like
you-
photo shoots weren't like fun for us. Like, and yeah, none of us love being in front of the camera, really. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why, like, I think there's that charm, there's a realness to everything you've done that I think resonates with
That's cool
people.
to
I
hear.
think the reason why us as fans and, you know, just the audience in general enjoy what you've done, and like the times where we didn't enjoy it was when it wasn't honest. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like the guitar solo stuff and
Exactly.
that. Whereas
100%.
once you started becoming a more honest musician, I think we all just were like, yeah, this is dope as fuck.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
Cool. I think we're actually gonna end there. Thank you so much
Sweet,
for your
okay.
time, bro. This is like, I know you say you don't talk, and we were saying before this, it's not gonna be like the Mitch Harper one, but we're pretty far into this. I'm not gonna say the exact time because I'm gonna edit out, but we've done
Yeah,
over
you're
an hour
gonna
and
have
a
to
half.
edit out a lot of my garbage.
No, I'm probably gonna edit out about 10 minutes total. Cool. Thank
Okay,
you so
cool.
much for your time, bro. This has
Thank
been
you.
amazing.
It was pretty interesting. Thanks, man.